All right, everybody. All right. Hey, everybody. It's Thursday. Yesterday, I completely forgot to do my live on my Wednesday live. So I actually think I'm going to do it on Tuesdays for the next little bit, see if that works. Because Wednesdays got a little complicated on my end. So keep an eye out on Tuesdays for that one. But it's Thursday, which means it's jelly printing day. So I am going to just be jelly printing today. I'm going to use just my Liquitex today, my Liquitex Basics, which is this paint. This was what I started out with in terms of my jelly printing. You can use whatever acrylics you want, but the Liquitex have a nice tint density and nice color range. There's 60 odd colors that you can get here at the shop. Plus you can buy a little set, one of the little sets that I sell that has a nice range. So I'm just going to go ahead and switch cameras. Okay, and go ahead and get started. So I'm using my 8x10 jelly plate today, and I have my my leftover papers that I'm using from my bookbinding that I do. And I'm just gonna go ahead, here, let's get this closer. My cart of stencils. I'm very drawn to this color sometimes, this peachy pink color. Oh, that was interesting. I haven't had my brayer do that to me before. Oh, looks like I've got a hair. I don't know why hairs bug me. I mean, I know why, but still. Okay, let's get a nice, one thing I meant to do, but I didn't remember to print it because my laser printer's at home. But, all around Instagram right now, people are doing stuff with laser printers and transfers on their jelly prints, which I think are pretty cool. So I was thinking about doing one of those, but I forgot to print anything with my laser printer. So this is, I'm putting down a stencil and picking up through it first, and then I'm going to put another color down on top. Like that. And then I'm going to put another color on top to pick it up, and we'll see what we get. This is the basic jelly printing techniques in terms of getting started at home. This is a fun way to start because it gets the creative juices flowing, and it's, organic, pretty organic process. And that one, I had too much yellow paint, didn't wait for it to dry, but you can kind of see I've got a little bit of a print in there. So I'm just going to do it again, see what I get, if anything. That's more like it. All right, so this was a ghost print, right? The second print pull off of a plate, so it's considered a ghost print. This would be the original print, and this is the ghost. I prefer the ghost. I got a lot more detail, a lot more visual interest, a lot more grunge. So now I've gotten started. Let's see what I can do. Still had some yellow left on my brayer. Forgot to brayer it off. I was talking to yesterday to someone who was buying a new jelly plate about, I've got divots in mine because I don't take good care of it. You can take good care of it and not get the divots, but yeah, I have. So I'm going to do two things with this. I put this stencil down. You've seen me use it before. I'm not so worried about pulling the paint up in between, but the stencil itself is going to pull some of that paint off. So I'm just going to let that work to add the the pattern with this one. So the stencil will have pulled up some of the paint. So what I'm going to get is contrast from the paint. So this is literally just the density of the paint. So it's just one color, but I pulled off the negative space with the stencil. So that's just darker paint, and then it's left some. So what I could do is take this print that I've already printed on, and because it's got some paint on it, it'll be hopefully a little sticky, and we'll maybe pull up the ghost print. Not really. Did not. So hopefully you can see the ghost print on there, which is the leftovers, and it will be drying. So I'm going to add a little paint and see if I can't pull that up with a second pull. Third pull? Third pull. What I'm going to do is give this a really good squash and see if I can't get that paint, all that paint up. Not really. Sort of. Sort of. Not really. Oh, that worked a little better that time. But I still got a pretty good ghost print sitting on there, waiting for me to pull it off. Let's see if I can't pull it up with something. Oh, fluorescent yellow. Let's see how that works. And obviously it has combined with the blue that was still on my brayer, maybe even a little bit on the plate. Well, that didn't turn out at all. Isn't that interesting? Didn't pull anything up, really. Just splodges. Fluorescent yellow splodges. Okay, well, I'll just keep going. Add another layer. I'm going to do something a little different this time. So I've got a color down, and this time I'm going to, I love this stencil, but I'm going to throw down a color on top of the stencil and brayer it through to get my pattern this time. There's no right way to do this particularly unless you want a very, very specific look, in which case there is, but this is not about that. This is just me playing different ways to get the stencil down. Yeah, look at that. That's fun. So that's me putting down color through the stencil, onto the jelly plate. It's the same color. So these are the same tone. They're both cadmium red. One is light hue and one is orange. So you can see they're very similar in the same color family. They are different colors. Oh, that blue. I want that blue. Oh well. So if you don't want that to happen, obviously you have to clean your supplies, your tools. Yep. Being stubborn. Again, just a splodgy one. Oh, that was a cleansing palette. Did you hear that? That sound that it did coming off of it, that shows you that I've got some adherence, and that was a cleaning round, basically. All right, so I'm going to start being a little particular. I've got this background now that I'm going to build up a little bit on, and I'm going to use my stencil just because I really do like this technique, and it's, you know, very satisfying, and you end up with nice results. And that's just to spot stencil onto a background, right? Where you just come in and you pick up in areas, and you don't worry too much about where or what or who or how. You're just creating spots to pick up with your backgrounds. And it's just fun to do. And this is where you can start playing with texture and tone and color, and picking up stuff, my finger into something, and having them layer onto each other and play against each other a little bit. So, you know, that's what's fun about spot printing a little bit, is that you can really see how things work. Like, I didn't expect that to pop off as brightly as it does on that, which is awesome. So just coming in with different colors and experimenting with different directions. Maybe I could use it to highlight different words that moved while I was doing that. So now I've got a little bit of a steamer trunk printing going on there. I'm just using all the backgrounds that I've already printed to throw stuff down on too. Got a little bit of paint left over. So for some reason the stencil moved around again. Strange. So, you know, when it gets a little muddied like this, you can clarify that again by coming in and printing on top of it all. So what'll happen is that this is now sort of this muddy scene. If I come in with a bright color on top of that, it can help clarify it. Let's see what happens if I come back with the yellow that I printed originally in. I really want to get this clean though. So I'm going to see if I can't maybe unmuddy. Oh, nope, that did nothing. It was subtle, very subtle, because the, and it looks like what it just did was actually pull some paint that wasn't dry off of my print and put it back on the plate. Oh, live and learn. So one thing I'm going to do is get my brayer super clean, and I am going to oh, come on. Oh, careful what you wish for. Okay. Well, I ended up with too much paint, so I'm just going to use it as a cleansing pull. So all that grungy stuff that's on there, hopefully this will pick it up. Sort of. Nice little black background again. Let's see if I can't get some of this up with another piece. Ooh, you know I love that, but didn't really qualify as anything. So I'm just going to roll out this pink, and I'm going to see if I throw it down on top of this yellow one that was kind of getting muddy. If it helps or hinders. Jury's out, because that did not, the colors interacted in a way that I didn't expect. So let's see what we could do. Why it moves sometimes and not others. It's making this worse and worse. So just remember, that's kind of cool. You can see it sort of standing out a little bit on top of that one. If you don't like it, my theory is you're not finished. This one I have made worse and worse, so I am going to see if I can't maybe bring something to it that will fix it. Let's see. I like that. Brought some brightness. Yeah, look at that. So it's adding these bright streaks to this piece, really changing it, which is really fascinating because I thought it was going to muddy maybe, but looks like that's what happens if I put it on pink. Oh, see, now that fluorescent's really standing out on top. So this is exactly the sort of thing I love to find out, that fluorescent will express itself on top of these dark colors, which is really interesting to me because I wouldn't have expected it to, really. I would have thought that maybe it would have done what the pink did, which was disappear, right? The pink just disappeared on that one. But look how that yellow is standing out on top of these colors. I love it. Making me happy. Let's do some more, Ingrid. More yellow. A little bit here and there on that one. I just love how it shows up on this pink. That makes me happy. Fun. Okay. Well, that was cool. Let's see what happens if we bring in some red. Let's see where the red will go. This is a red, cadmium red deep hue. Look at that. That is fiery heart red. Yeah, love it. Okay, I'm gonna actually dry this. So I want to do something on it and I don't want to lose that color or muddy it. So I'm going to dry it, make sure it's super dry before I put anything else on top. And I'm going to clean this off. And don't faint, anybody. I'm going to actually clean this off because I want to do something with a color that I do not want to contaminate. So this is about, you know, normally I'm like, okay, do what you want, all over it. But today, this particular next step, I want to be super intentional. And so I'm going to clean so that I get what I want, or closer to what I want. Yeah? Oh, there goes my phone, darn it. All right, so there's my jelly pad, as clean as it's ever been. And now, the reason I wanted to clean it is because I want to use white. And I'm going to use my favorite. You know, I'm going to do it upside down so I can use this section that's not so painty. Now, I'm going to put this down very intentionally so that it covers both the red line that I have in there. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Do you see that? Nice and bright, very intentionally placed. See what happens when I add it to this, which has gotten muddy. A little bit of white helps brighten this one. Now I hope you can see how that muddiness now just becomes part of the background when you add something with a little bit of a focal contrast like that on top. So, you know, not to say that I fixed this completely, but it certainly helps to pull that forward. Let's see, what else do I have in here that I could maybe do with a little touch of that white. Again, just playing a little. I do like how this one's turning out. So some of these are a little wet. So I am in the process of making a calendar for myself. So I might use these as on the covers of that calendar. And if I do, I will take pictures of it. I think that's all I'm going to do today. This one I think I'll keep working on. These are all meh. That was obviously a complete mess. But these three I really I like. And I could see using them as something, for something. All right, let me see. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope that inspires you to get your jelly plate out and to play around and get a little painty. And if you're curious about how to get started, come on in. We can show you our jelly printing section here in the store, which, if you don't know, is Craftiness in Chatsworth, California. And I'm a mixed media paper craft store, and so we have everything from specialty dyes to things to jelly print with. So lots of stencils, for instance, and lots of paint. So hope that sounds interesting to you. Check us out, Craftiness Online, craftinessonlineshop.com, craftinessonline.com, and then Craftiness Online on all the social media platforms. All right, thanks so much. See you soon. I forget how to end.